Hello everyone, welcome to the worst month of the year, January. I don't like January. It's colder than December. There are no holidays. Actually, the beginning of the year is technically a holiday, but that doesn't count. You still gotta work that day sometimes. In order to escape the misery of January, I'm gonna talk about last month when I went up to Taipei and did some fursuit stuff over there during Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It started out a little bit haphazard, but eventually I arranged it so that me and a more non-furry friend would head up to Taipei. I basically said, I'm gonna bring a costume and I want you to help me take pictures. And he said, okay, cool, yeah. The weather during this day was not even cold. It was still cold enough that you might want to wear a jacket, but it was basically more tolerable aside from the cloudy weather and the drizzly rain and all that. So after lunch, we head over to the train station, take it all the way up to Taipei. And our first order of business is to check out this one little area called the Bella Vista. It's like a grand shopping mall area, but in the center, in the pavilion on the first floor or so, they had a little Christmas display. We scouted out the best places and we decided to start taking some photos. He wanted to be in the picture as well. I'll have to ask him if he wants to have his face in the video. But there were some other spots as well around Taipei. I mean, there's always lights and Christmas decorations and everything because it's a big city. And a big city anywhere in Asia is going to have those spots where they just go all out with twinkling lights on the buildings and on the streets and all that. There was a little avenue where they had little fairy lights and all sorts of pretty colors on the sidewalk there. We also have a very good view of Taipei 101, the tallest building in Taipei. And just outside of the Bella Vista Mall area, they had a giant Christmas tree display with its own musical performers outside and shops and all that. So why not take an opportunity to snag some more photos just outside? So then, after this photo mania, we head over to a little burger place over towards the National Taiwan University, NTU, in Taipei, and it is called Bravo Burger. And I would say bravo to these burgers, indeed. I couldn't help but get the, the Mexican or the chili burger, where it was oh, you gotta see a picture of it, actually. It had just meaty meat and gooey cheese and plenty of lettuce and tomato and all sorts of good stuff on it. And it was nice and thick, too. It's not like the small, tiny little handy burgers you get at, Moss Burger. Asia likes their tiny burgers. Must be a Japanese thing, because the Japanese have smaller stomachs than our superior American stomachs. Unless it's a slider. I guess us Americans, we like our sliders. But a slider is not a burger. It's a slider. That's why I'm called Burger, and not Slider, the bull. By the way, if you are ever passing by the Taipei main train station, it is supremely big. It just lights up at night. And even inside the halls, the main halls, you can see the Christmas decorations they have up. Simply fabulous. So then it was time for me to retreat to my first hotel room. For some reason, I managed to book 2 different hotels. There's a long story behind that, but basically, I didn't know if I was going to stay just the one night or for 2 nights, so I just picked one night first, and then I asked, hey, how much would it cost to extend this to 2 nights? Because I got a good deal on the first night. And then the number they gave me basically made me go, oh, my wallet, oh, I'm taking damage, oh, I can't do it. So I just spent the one night there. The next day I just looked for another hotel. It's fine, whatever. So this hotel was called the Moshamanla, kind of an odd name. Even if you try to look it up on Google Maps, it'll spit you out something different. But that's just what it said on the front, so that's what I'm gonna call it. So now let's go into a video tour of my hotel room. So inside this hotel, it's kind of dark and atmospheric, like a dungeon almost. But once you actually go inside the hotel room, it's not that bad. You use the key card to get in.
and you slide the key card in to get your electronics and your lights to work. It is actually a double bed that I ended up booking. Here is the view from the sleeping area. You can tell it's not much, but it is a view from the window. You can watch the people on the street and the cars and all that. Here's the bathroom. You can tell I just used it just before filming. You got all sorts of towels, and you have the essentials of a toilet, the sink, the shower. I usually bring my own supplies, just because sometimes these hotels don't have all of the hygiene products that I need. Here's what it looks like underneath the sink, just in case you were curious. Here's the shower. It's nice and roomy. And yes, it does look like a telephone. No, you can't make a call with it. If you want, you can also get a view while you're taking a dump. Here's the mini fridge. Here's an awful TV with nothing to watch, so just gonna turn that off. Yeah, that's it.
Now then, after a good night's sleep, I decide to head on out of the hotel, pack my things, and after finding another hotel to stay in, well, not a hotel, a hostel. Not that there's anything wrong with hostels, they're just different from hotels, very obviously. It's more dormitory-style rooms, communal spaces and all that, even the bathrooms. It's also not the first hostel I've ever stayed in. I stayed at a hostel in 2 other countries as well. But those vacation videos are coming up later this year, I promise you. They have been on the back burner for way too long. Something to look forward to, I promise. Anyway, let's go back to Taipei. So the one thing that I really like to do in Taipei is go to 2 different spots. First is the Taipei City Underground Mall. It's just a short walk from my hostel down towards there. Obviously you have to go underground, but it's also very convenient because it's connected to the main station, the main train station, the main subway line, or MRT as they call it here. Also connected to the high-speed rails. The main station is literally the main hub station for all of your train and public transit in Taipei, which is why they have an underground mall nearby. Now, because this is an Asian country close to Japan, there's quite a bit of Japanese goods that you can get. And by Japanese goods, I mean anime figurines and body pillows. Well, not necessarily body pillows. There was only one store that had the nerve to sell those to the public good. Mostly it was just posters and figurines and cards. Card shops. All sorts of card shops. Especially Duelist Kingdom. Perfect name for a card shop. Oh, and littered throughout the mall along the walls are these little cat characters. I can't remember if they're the actual mascots of the Taipei Underground City Mall, or if they're a collaboration with some other company, but they are there, and they are perfect for photo shoots, let me tell you. As well as a couple of other spots, obviously. But of course, what is a mall without an arcade? There are plenty of spots where they just have arcade machines, not just claw machines, mind you. Claw machines are the devil. I'm talking real games, like My My and Dance Dance Revolution. And you know me, I had to play Dance Dance Revolution. Oh, and apparently this is a new thing that I discovered that I hadn't seen before until I just got there. There are maid cafes. There's 2. There's 2 of them across from each other. And I managed to sneak into one. I was the only customer at the time. But, you know, seating is limited inside these little places. It's just a very small cafe space. They have figurines and anime posters around everywhere. They have artwork of their own made mascot characters. And you are served by a cute maid costumed person. I didn't get too much footage because they disallowed photography. And I wanted to comply with the rules, but I managed to get a couple of photos of the food. So, my food of choice was a HB potion, which was basically a sangria thing. Like a fizzy, bubbly, sweet, like drink with like wine in it. Basically, sangria, yeah. And I also got some waffles with plenty of syrup and butter on it. It was so good. It was like $10 for everything, but, you know, it's worth it. Worth a try. It's mostly just for the novelty of things. But then it was time to go outside of the underground mall, get some fresh air from wearing this fursuit around. So the girl working at the maid cafe actually told me about this little spot south of Ximending called Dihua Street. Dihua Street is a little spot where some more, with some more historic buildings and such, but they also have some pretty fancy, like, Christmas lights and all that, and some decorations that would make good photo opportunities, so I head on over there. The paper lantern thing was nice and chic. The whole big Christmas display that, like, unfolds and you can walk all around it and see all the designs, that was pretty cool. And since this is Taiwan, obviously there was a temple nearby. But then, walking down the street, there is a little sweet spot nearby. A cookie shop, if you will. But the cookies were not the main attraction. It was the, in fact, carriage with a big monkey toy in it. And I was like, I'm gonna get in there. And so I did. But then I was feeling a little bit parched for a snack. So I head on over inside of the cookie shop, and this place has a nice chic interior as well. I asked what they would recommend for a nice Christmassy meal, and they recommended me this interesting dish. I'm not sure how to describe it in English, but basically it's soybean milk mixed with taro fruit and Dihua. I'm not sure what Dihua is. It has the consistency of like tofu, but it's like creamier. This was like a cold porridge soup kind of a thing. And it was, it was really good. For some reason, it was so foreign to me, and yet it fit the season and the sentiment of a wintry holiday. If you want the Chinese name, here it is. It's also in Japanese. So since I was south of Ximending, I thought, why not head up to Ximending? You may be asking, what is Ximending? What is this place you're talking about? Big touristy shopping district, lots of cool places to go, lots of cool restaurants. There's even some outdoor little food stalls to go to. So, obviously they must have some cool Christmassy stuff going on over there, so I head on up. As per usual, they have street performers as well. This particular one liked to juggle balls. And just being out in Fursuit in this big district with just people all around you, it's just a nice feeling. It was just like when I was back in Shanghai, back those years ago in mainland China. I'm kind of surprised I could pull this off, just almost the same kind of pattern. You know, I would arrive at the city a little bit in the afternoon, do some stuff with a friend, sleep the night over, and then do some stuff by myself, bring the camera along, film everything I can, and then head on home. But I don't head on home just yet, because there's another thing that these big shopping districts seem to have, and that is, you know, an arcade. I played more Dance Dance Revolution. I am so basic when it comes to these music games. I just can't get rid of them. I just can't stop playing them for some reason. Although if you looked on my Twitter, if you don't know my Twitter, by the way, here's my Twitter, you will see, yes, I filmed that video. The one where I was playing DDR in Suit, the full song. Got a nice score and everything. I swear, I'm just gonna do that. more often. I'm going to try and put my suit on, do a bunch of more challenging and difficult songs. I want to be the Chris for life of Fursuit DDR. I want to be that guy. There were other games as well. There was Pump It Up, there was My My, there was Dance Evolution. Think the arcade version of Just Dance. But I couldn't hold a candle to some of the players over there. So I just decided to stick with what I knew. But then it was off on the hunt for some dinner. And I didn't know exactly what I wanted to eat. I knew there were some spots that I wanted to eat at in this area. But I decided there's one place that would make me feel familiar to Shanghai and mainland China altogether. There's this distinct chain of pizza and Italian food places. Apparently it's a Japanese brand of Italian and pizza places, and it is called Caesarea. What was special about this place is that in the arcade in Suzhou that I would go to, I had a tradition of either going to the nearby McDonald's or the nearby Caesarea. Both of them would fill me up plenty before I would go to the arcades and play some Pump It Ups or My My. And this pizza is not great. It's not great. But it's a weird feeling that I have, because I don't enjoy it for the quality. I enjoy it because for some reason it reminded me of when I went to cheap pizza arcade places. Not that this was cheap quality pizza. It's just not like your typical deep dish or thin crust New York, or like, it's not a Domino's. It is a specific kind of pizza. It particularly made me feel special because the one in mainland China lets you drink grape juice, and the grape juice was called Jazz. And they had other fruit juices, and the other fruit juices were like rock and roll and other music genres. Again, kids' pizza place vibes, you know? But they didn't have it here in Taiwan. They had it a fancy place, you know? Like this one looked like an actual restaurant compared to the one in mainland China. Not to poop all over the one that I'm nostalgic for in mainland China. I still appreciated the cheap prices, the smaller proportions, and the quality of the food that reminded me and gave me a good vibe. It only would have been better if I had shared this experience with someone else, but that'll be for later in the future, if I can arrange that. Unfortunately, there was no fruit pizza. Sad to say. You will be seated at the table, you have to push a button in order to get your food. You can get a drink bar, which is unlimited drinks, unlimited refills for a certain price, and it was pretty affordable considering how much drinks cost here in Taiwan. And then to round it all off, I decide to head back out to the main square, the main point of Ximending, where all the tallest buildings are, all the traffic rushes by. It's a lovely sight to see if you're into the big urban nightlife kind of thing. But then nearby, there is the gay area, the gay district. It's very gay around here, just a short walk away. And of course I had to grab myself a fruity drink and feel the most gay. I had to bring out my inner gay in this place. But I sadly could not have too many drinks or be too gay around here, because I had to go over to my hostel again, get to my room, and have a nice Zoom call with the family. See, that was the plan for Christmas. I couldn't see them during Christmas. Actually, not even just because of me being in a different country, but because of COVID-19, people were more separated, if you get my drift. All the family members got together for a little Zoom call, and we all said hello to each other. We showed off our Christmas decorations, and my gift for this year was some money for the Nintendo eShop. It was enough for 3 games on the eShop. Thank you, Mom. I love you. I wish you could come over to Taiwan and experience some of the stuff with me, but I don't know when that's going to be anytime soon. And that about wraps up my adventure in Taipei. Quite the Christmas adventure. I highly recommend it. If you have nothing better to do, I don't know, if you have family or friends, whatever, just be a furry in Taipei. why would you want to do anything else? Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I've got more videos planned. Sorry I couldn't get this out last month, but you know, had to get this bad boy repaired. And it is a very bad boy sometimes. Let me tell you. Next video is probably going to be either a review or another vacation video, whatever I decide to do. Actually, since there are a couple of furry events that happened here in Taiwan just last year in 2020, I'll go ahead and start working on those once I get this video uploaded.
Also, in the description below, you will see my social media links. That will be my Telegram, my Twitter, and my Instagram. You will also find my TikTok handle down there. It's the same as my Instagram, just in case you want to watch a couple of short, silly little videos from me. You will also see my Discord screen name and a link to my Discord server. This is for all people to join that like furry content. You can talk to other fans of this channel. You can talk about your favorite movies or music or cartoons. You can share memes. You can do anything you want. You will also see a link to my Patreon. For at least $1 every month, just $1, you will have access to early viewings of my videos. That will be either the day or the night before. That's all my reviews, my vlogs, any kind of video that you see on my channel. There's also the option on Patreon to sponsor a video every month. If you are an artist or a small business, you can use my videos to advertise anything you want, any projects that you're working on, any causes that you need people to see. Again, that's all in the description below, my social media, my Discord server, and my Patreon. You can give a thumbs up if you like the video, a thumbs down if you dislike the video, I won't be offended. And you can also hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon if you want to watch more videos from my channel. Though you might want to watch a couple more videos before committing to that.
This has been Lightning Runner as Burger the Bull. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Did I mention I hate January? Seriously, it is so cold. This is the coldest it has been in Taiwan. In any place that I've been to here in Taiwan. I don't know about February. At least there's Valentine's Day in February. Oh, and there's Chinese New Year. Man, I have some time off on Chinese New Year to do stuff, man. January sucks. It needs to go away. Okay, bye.